And even if we all droids, I'm R2. My haters get lightsabers, salam through. I'm a beast on beast, just like Hans Wu. I mean Wookie, sorry, but I be tripping, yo.
Welcome back. This is the third short episode out of 6. This is the G2 podcast, G to the second power, and I am with my co-host.
No, you start.
No.
Alphabetical order.
No.
Yeah.
You go.
All right. I'm Jay Gonzalez, a.k.a. He Who Pods.
I'm M. Gonzalez.
All right. And what are we going to talk about today?
All right. The topic of this short episode is, drumroll please, Spider-Man into the Spiderverse.
Across
the Spiderverse.
Yes.
All right. You want to go first?
Well, let's tell them a little bit about what that is in case they never heard of it or they didn't see it. And so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is part 2 of 3. The first animated movie came out a couple years ago, I believe.
2019.
You sure?
Yeah. I can search it up on one.
No, it's fine. It's
It's
not that
2019.
serious. Not that serious. We believe you. All right, so the first Spider-Man animated film came out in 2019, and that one is about Miles Morales, and that is the Black Spider-Man for those who don't know. Yes.
Why are you saying his last name like that?
I didn't think I said it like, yeah. All right, Morales. I mean, that's his name.
Not Morales. Morales.
All right, excuse me. I didn't know that you was going to be offended. My gosh, is that your last name?
It should be. No, I'm playing.
Wow. It'd be your own kids. It'd be your own children. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow.
I don't know what you expected me to say.
I didn't even know. I just, they was going to say maybe or in the future or not. Maybe in another. They was going to say maybe in another part of the multiverse. I didn't know he was going to say it should be. Jeez. Yikes. Gotta come for my neck. Two chops to the throat. All right, that was 3, man. You can't count.
No.
Sheesh. So in the first film, Miles is bitten by a spider. And we don't know why, but it got the number 42 on it. I don't know why I was about to point in my hand. No clue. But has number 42 on it. And a lot of stuff happens to Miles, including him meeting other spider people and things, because one was a pig, from other parts of the multiverse. And they come together to fight this big bad guy and do all these things, and that's it. And so he develops a friendship with another couple of the spider people. One mentors him, one kind of is the love interest. And so this is the long-awaited part 2. And we also know, because they announced it pretty much together, that part 3 is coming out very soon. I believe 2025 or 2024.
2025.
2025.
2025. I remember the theater had a heart attack. I'm like, I can't wait 2 years. He was like, the first one came out in 2019. We have to wait that long.
This is true. So this is a full multiverse explosion. It was really, really interesting to see how they did it. They call it the Spiderverse, and they talk all about how they view things. And so if you're familiar with Loki and the TVA, this was similar but different. And so this is one person running the show. It is a different Spider-Man with a different name, and of course from a different part of the multiverse. And so there's a Spider-Man in charge of all the spider people, and they say it's the best spider people, which is really interesting because there's like 1 million of them in this film. So I don't know, whatever. But we learned that Miles Morales is kind of the bad guy in this film because he wants to save everyone, and you can't save everyone. And we learned that Miguel, which is the Spider-Man in charge of everything here, Miguel tried to save everyone once, and it backfired, and created what they call in the Doctor Strange movies an incursion. And so one universe completely was destroyed because Miguel interfered and tried to save people and live his life another way on another part of the multiverse. And so since then, Miguel has been trying to keep the Spider-Verses intact and make sure that no one messes it up. We also learn a different term for something that they speak about in the TVA Loki series. The TVA says there are certain events that must happen, and we can't stop. Those events in this film are called canon events, which is a comic book term. And I thought that was interesting. And so there are certain events that have to happen. The father figure in every universe must die. And so there's like they show us all these different Uncle Bens dying, which is really cool because we see Tobey Maguire's Uncle Ben die. We see Andrew Garfield's die. And so we see all of these different Spider mentors, father figures die. And they speak about how it has to happen everywhere. And this is where things kind of take a wild turn. And so we see that basically Miles wants to save his dad from dying. He doesn't want his dad to die. And he tries to make it happen. So he fights all these different spider people, including a horse and a raptor. A T-Rex. Oh, and a cat. That was gangster. We see all these different spider people, and Miles outsmarts most of them, and he tries to go back home. But the device that he used to send him home read his DNA and sent him to where? You guessed it. You didn't guess it because I didn't guess it. Did you guess it? You guessed in the theater that they were going to send him to the wrong planet?
The spider had 42 on it, and it said in the beginning that they said that they scanned your blood cells. So I figured that...
You want to talk up so they can hear you?
I guessed it in the theater because in the first one it had the spider had Earth 42 on it. So in the beginning when the girl is like, oh, it scans your blood cells and tells you like wherever you're supposed to go, I figured that it was going to send him to Earth 42 because in the first film we see it merging with his red blood cells, and I figured that it would send him to Earth 42 since it's from Earth 42.
Got it. Well, I ain't think that, but it sends Miles to the totally wrong universe, not his universe, and we get a really, really interesting cliffhanger ending where Miles is trying to save his dad, but he's on the wrong planet and he realizes it just too late. And we find out the Prowler, a bad guy, is actually that universe's Miles, because that universe's Miles has no Spider-Man. And so we learn earlier in the film that on the planet Miles is from, he was not supposed to get bitten. His Peter Parker was supposed to get bitten. But since he got bitten, the universe changed things and no Spider-Man was, Peter Parker on that planet was not bitten, and he just died on some like random accident. And back on the planet Earth 42, where Miles was supposed to be bitten, I guess, there is no Spider-Man. And instead, Miles is a bad guy. And so bad guy Miles has good guy Miles trapped. They're about to fight, and the movie ends. Wow. Lots of spoilers. Hope you saw this film, because if you didn't, man, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Still in theaters, go see it. Awesome movie. There was a lot of character development in this movie, although it was a ton of action. It is definitely a chase kind of movie. Go get him, go get him, go get him. And so there's lots of chasing and lots of explaining. I think it was a very balanced film between story and action. And there was a lot of different heartfelt moments. A lot is explained. It's very interesting. I'm curious in number 3, will we get the TVA popping in? Will we get Loki popping in? Will they have anything to do with Kang the Conqueror? Will we see all of these different spider people come in Secret Wars? I got a lot of questions. I'm curious what happens in number 3. But this was a good film. This was a great film. It did not let down. A lot of times number 1 is good, number 2 sucks, and number 3, who knows? in this trilogy, number 2 was great. I have no complaints. Honestly, it didn't drag. I enjoyed the film, and I look forward to the next one. I think it was really balanced. It was a layered film. To be honest, it was more than I expected, and that was a good thing. And so there's some of what happened in the film, the overall arc of the film, and the details I think you need to know if you didn't see it. And there's plenty more good action and weirdness. And I also thought it was interesting that Miles has lots of enemies at the end of the film, and we see a new Spider Squad formed. And I'm curious how that's going to go. But this is like a TVA situation. It's interesting to me that we didn't see the TVA at all or a mention of them. And it's interesting to me that the TVA is letting this happen, I guess. Does the TVA not know? I don't know. But those are my thoughts. What are yours?
I liked the movie overall. I thought it was a great film. And I don't have many complaints. One of my complaints, probably the only complaint I have, is that I felt that some of the scenes were predictable.
Okay.
And not like in a bad way per se,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very obvious it was gonna happen.
Like what?
Like when they get to the little office place in Nuvea, York, in the Miguel's universe,
Mm-hmm.
when they're walking past the prisoners, and I immediately thought he was gonna see Prowler from whatchamacallit, Homecoming, I think.
But you couldn't have thought that. That guy doesn't even exist yet.
What you mean?
We've never seen.
Yes, we did. He was in one of the 3 films from Spider from.
Yeah, he was in Homecoming
Mhm.
as a random guy, not as Prowler.
Dad.
We never see him in Prowler uniform.
You never see him in Prowler uniform.
In fact, we never see him in any uniform. All we see is him trying to buy a regular gun, and they try to sell him Superfly, Vulture enhanced alien weapons, and he's like, "Nah, I'm just trying to get a regular gun. Y'all wilding out."
Yeah, and when he gets to the car, when Spider-Man like dingies him, he
Yeah,
calls
they
his
they can't.
that when he gets to the car and Spider-Man things him, he calls his nephew and he goes, "Miles, I don't think I'll make it."
Yeah, what that got to do with seeing him in full Prowler uniform?
Oh, never mind.
You're saying you knew he was going to be one of the prisoners in the Prowler uniform. How could you have known that if he wasn't ever in a Prowler uniform before?
Because if in every universe there's a Prowler,
Yeah.
and they say he's like, oh, if he calls Miles and he goes, I can't make it to whatever occasion, it kind of clicked in my head that just maybe he might have been Prowler.
Sure, but we never saw him in that costume. They never confirmed or denied that he was the Prowler on that universe. I call Cappuccino.
Really? Really?
Cappuccino or the cappuccino lollipop?
I didn't like Gwen in this movie. I wanted to punch her really bad.
Why you didn't like Gwen?
Her whole motive at first was weird, and then it switched, and it was confusing, and then
She's trying to be down with Miles.
yeah,
She's trying to put Miles on, even though she knew Miles couldn't be part of the team.
she I didn't like how she basically, how do I explain this? Only saw him because of the thingy. Because of Spot.
She
Right.
only saw him because of Spot? No, that's not true.
She went to his thing because of Spot. Which is why I'm saying she only saw him and visited him because there was a Spot situation.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Well, it was a 2-for-1. She knew she was spying on Spot in that universe and figured I could see my guy.
I guess.
They, you whispering. They can't.
I guess.
Yeah. But continue.
Hobby was my guy this movie.
Hobby?
Yeah.
Who's Hobby?
Hobart Brown.
Is that Spider-Punk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Punk.
Why didn't you say that?
It's my guy. I liked him in this movie. I liked how even though he was like, I'm not really supposed to be helping you, but I kind of like you, so I'm going to do this on the side, but I'm going to teach you how to do this. I liked it at that.
That was
I
cool.
liked it.
That was definitely cool.
I don't have much to say. I liked the entire thing. I thought it was a great film. Some parts dragged. I thought some of the fight scenes dragged.
You feel like they was chasing him too long?
Yeah.
I could see that.
But the little Lego Peter Parker.
Beep boop.
He said beep boop. But yeah.
Come on. Don't let the rain distract you. Keep going.
That's all I got.
Really?
Yeah. I have any ooh, there's thunder. I didn't really dislike anything about the movie. It was a great film. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Why you like that for?
Just listening.
Oh, yeah. I ain't got nothing bad to say, basically. Just a few things, but yeah.
Okay.
What you doing?
Looking up the guy you talked about.
You mean the guy who sings This Is America?
No. And you're wrong about Hobby. Spider-Punk was played by Daniel Kaluuya.
I didn't say... What did I
You
say?
said Hobby.
Yeah. His name? Spider-Punk's name?
Oh, that was his real name you're saying?
Yeah, his name is
I
Hobby
thought you meant
something.
the actor.
No.
Ah.
Look. Hobart Brown. I see, but they call him Hobby
I got you.
in the movie.
I thought you were talking about the actor. I didn't know you meant that Spider-Man's real name.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Hobart Brown.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That was your dude.
Yeah.
Spider-Punk was cool and smart.
Yeah.
And Gwen's quote-unquote friend. I mean, that was her real booski. Even though she tried to downplay it. She's like, yeah, it was nothing. He's like, you got a key to his house? His voice got all high-pitched. You got a key to his house?
The Petrovar, I can't even pronounce his name properly. The Indian Spider-Man. Not even to be disrespectful, but I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name.
His name was Pavitra?
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 Something like that.
Yeah.
But
Spider-Man.
it was like,
and it was not racist. It says here online / Spider-Man India.
Oh. Like I was saying, he whatchamacallit, he was like, oh yeah, they pop it. Does he know about Hobby? He's like, what do I need to know about Hobby? He's like, oh, he does not know about Hobby. Right. And he continues to tell him, and he's like, you have a key to this house?
Right.
What do you mean you have clothes over there?
Exactly.
And then he goes, are those my Chucks? And I'm like, his Chucks?
Got his Chucks on, kid.
His Chucks?
Yeah. I thought it was Jordans, no?
He said Chucks. Because he's wearing
I know what Chucks
teal Converses. Wait, didn't she have them on in the first movie?
And that tells you how long they've been messing around.
Friends with benefits?
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's the end of our episode. No, I'm just playing. Wow.
Is that not the term?
That's the term. Whew, this just got real.
You said it like that. You didn't think I would know that?
I did not.
Yeah. Who's with motorcycle chick?
Who's
the
with
black
her?
girl?
What do you
Yeah.
mean by
Who's
who's
her
with her?
husband?
Oh, we don't know.
Man,
That we don't know.
she was too pregnant.
She was very pregnant.
She was
and
too
they made that very
pregnant.
clear.
Yeah, you saw it from all the angles. I'm like, oh, she's very pregnant.
Yep.
Very pregnant.
Yes, she was.
Uh,
Well, maybe we'll have a second spider baby in the third film.
probably. Who knows? It could be twins.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. That's all I got to say, really.
What do you think about Miguel and the way he's running the spider version of the TVA?
Listen. To me, and I know you're gonna get offended, he seemed more like a Tony Stark version for like Tony Stark type of leader for them.
Because he was so much about tech?
Yeah.
I can understand that.
He was okay, I guess. I don't have any complaints. I didn't like that he made it very clear that the entire reason it was made was because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time,
Doing the wrong thing.
doing the wrong thing,
Mhm.
and now because of that, it changes everything. But it wasn't his fault, though.
It was his fault. It was not Miles' fault, but it was Miguel's fault, yes.
No, I mean Miles' fault.
Oh, no.
It's not.
But
wasn't
what
his
was
fault.
Miles' fault was...
Saving the Indian Spider-Man's love interest father, because that caused the collision.
Yep.
Yeah.
The implosion. Incursion.
Yeah, incursion.
Not implosion. Incursion.
Incursion.
And the theory is when you mess up a quote-unquote canon event, that universe dies.
But they said if they don't stop it.
Yeah, they messed it up. No, he has to die.
Who?
The Indian Spider-Man love interest dad. That's his quote-unquote father figure. That's the canon event that Miles stopped. And so now that universe is falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting.
Yeah. I don't got much to say after that.
Okay. Who's your favorite of all the million Spider-Mans that we saw?
Hobart.
Oh, the Spider-Punk. Got it. Least favorite?
The one that's sad and he's on the pole and he's like, I have more important things to do. Scarlet Spider-Man.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I guess that's it for now. We'll be back with more episodes very soon. We hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see y'all, I guess, real soon again. Adios!